Imagine holding a shiny golden coin in your hand, the kind you might expect to find inside a treasure chest or at the end of a pirate's map. But instead of being made of precious metal, this coin melts in your mouth with rich, velvety sweetness. Chocolate coins have been loved for generations in the US, especially around the holidays, where they fill Christmas stockings, Hanukkah celebrations, and birthday party favor bags. But did you know that these little treats once carried more value than actual gold? Centuries ago, chocolate itself was considered edible wealth, a luxury so rare that only the aristocracy and royalty could enjoy it. Today, the story behind chocolate coins is not just about nostalgia or candy. It's a fascinating journey of history, craftsmanship, and innovation. Let's dive inside the world's largest chocolate coin factory and uncover how these golden delights are created, one meticulous step at a time. The story begins in the 16th century, when cacao beans were first brought to Europe from the Americas. At the time, cacao was not just a novelty, it was treated as currency on par with gold and silver by the civilizations of Central America. When Europeans discovered it, they were captivated by its exotic taste and stimulating qualities. Initially, cacao was enjoyed as a thick, fragrant drink, often mixed with spices, and served exclusively at royal banquets. The drink was believed to have almost magical properties, energizing those who consumed it. For centuries, chocolate remained a luxury reserved for the elite. By the late 19th century, as chocolate processing evolved, chocolatiers began molding it into the shape of coins and wrapping them in golden foil. This transformation was more than just playful, it was symbolic. The chocolate coin became a sign of prosperity, good fortune, and indulgence. At that time, gifting chocolate coins was like handing someone a piece of edible treasure, sometimes valued more than precious metals themselves. Fast forward to today and chocolate coins still carry that same sense of wonder, though the production process is far more advanced. It all starts at the farms where cacao is harvested. Cacao beans are picked from pods, carefully fermented and sun-dried. Fermentation is a critical step that unlocks the flavors locked inside the beans. Piled into wooden boxes or covered in banana leaves, the beans naturally ferment for 5 to 7 days, with temperatures climbing above 110 degrees Fahrenheit. This natural chemistry breaks down bitterness and develops the deep, nuanced notes we associate with fine chocolate. Once fermentation is complete, the beans are laid out to dry under the sun for several more days until their moisture content drops to around 7%. This makes them safe to store and ship around the world while preserving their complex aroma. Once the beans arrive at the factory, they undergo roasting. This is where the magic happens. Roasting cacao beans between 248 degrees Fahrenheit and 302 degrees Fahrenheit for 15 to 30 minutes transforms their raw, earthy flavor into the rich, chocolatey taste we all know and love. Every minute counts here. Too little and the beans taste grassy and sharp, too much and they turn bitter. Once perfectly roasted, the beans are cooled rapidly to lock in their aroma before moving on to the grinding process. Grinding the beans releases their natural cocoa butter, which makes up more than half of the beans' content. Under intense pressure, the beans break down into a silky liquid mixture known as chocolate liquor, not alcoholic but pure concentrated chocolate. From here, sugar, extra cocoa butter, and sometimes milk are added to refine the taste and texture. Each recipe is carefully balanced to achieve the smooth, melt-in-your-mouth quality that sets chocolate coins apart. The chocolate is then refined in a conching machine, which stirs and aerates it for anywhere from 12 to 72 hours. Imagine a massive mixer slowly working the chocolate while heat gently melts away impurities and bitterness, leaving behind a smooth, glossy richness. Once the conching process is complete, the chocolate is tempered. Tempering is an essential step in any chocolate-making process. It involves heating and cooling the chocolate in precise cycles to stabilize the cocoa butter crystals. This ensures that when the chocolate sets, it has that perfect glossy sheen and satisfying snap you hear when you bite into it. Without tempering, chocolate turns dull, crumbly, and unappetizing. But unlike regular chocolate bars poured into molds, chocolate coins require a special cutting method. Large trays of tempered chocolate are poured out and cooled into thin sheets. Then, a mechanical cutter presses out thousands of perfectly round chocolate coins, just like a cookie cutter pressing into dough. This unique process guarantees uniformity in size and shape. The leftover chocolate is gathered up and recycled immediately, ensuring nothing goes to waste. Each coin is collected carefully before moving on to the final, and most iconic, step: wrapping. When you see a golden-wrapped chocolate coin, you know exactly what it is before even tasting it. That metallic foil is part of what makes chocolate coins so irresistible. In modern factories, high-speed wrapping machines handle this delicate process. Each coin is placed on a square of foil, folded with flawless precision, and then stamped with intricate designs to mimic real coins. This embossing gives chocolate coins their premium look, elevating them from simple candy to a symbolic treat. The gold foil not only looks luxurious but also protects the chocolate from air and light, keeping its flavor fresh until you're ready to unwrap and enjoy. What makes this even more fascinating is that chocolate coin factories today prioritize sustainability. Many source cacao from farms committed to fair trade and environmentally friendly practices. Byproducts such as cacao shells are often repurposed as fertilizer or biofuel, reducing waste. The packaging, too, is designed with recyclability and biodegradability in mind. In an era when consumers care deeply about sustainability, chocolate coins represent not just a nostalgic delight but also a responsible choice. Every bite is a celebration of both tradition and progress. Chocolate coins are more than just holiday candy, they are edible history. Each one carries a legacy dating back centuries, from ancient cacao currencies to modern sustainable farming. When you bite into one, you're not just tasting sweetness, you're experiencing centuries of culture, craftsmanship, and care wrapped up in a golden foil. And speaking of modern chocolate, let's shift from golden coins to a chocolate brand that's making waves in the US and beyond, Mr. Beast's Feastables. In its very first year, Feastables sold over 4 million bars, proving that chocolate is still one of the most powerful products in the world of snacks. Launched in 2022 by YouTube superstar Jimmy Donaldson, better known as Mr. Beast, Feastables was built on the idea of keeping chocolate simple, clean, and better for you. With minimal ingredients and no unnecessary additives, these bars deliver pure flavor while supporting a greater mission. All profits are reinvested into charitable projects, from environmental efforts to building communities in need. The production journey of Mr. Beast's chocolate is just as fascinating. Like chocolate coins, it starts with sustainably grown cacao beans, carefully harvested, fermented, roasted, and ground into chocolate liquor. The recipe keeps it simple: cacao, cocoa butter, and organic sugar, creating a smooth, rich chocolate bar without artificial fillers. Each bar is tempered and molded before being wrapped in bright packaging that reflects the brand's fun and creative personality. But the true magic lies in the mission. Every bar sold supports meaningful causes, making it more than just a snack, it's chocolate with purpose. From golden coins wrapped in shimmering foil to modern bars created with charity at their core, chocolate continues to evolve while staying at the center of our culture. It's a treat that transcends generations, blending history, luxury, and innovation into something that never fails to make us smile. Imagine unwrapping a bar of chocolate, breaking off a square, and letting it melt on your tongue. That silky, rich flavor feels so simple, but behind every bite lies an incredible journey that stretches from lush tropical farms all the way to modern factories humming with technology. Chocolate isn't just a candy, it's the result of centuries of tradition, science, and craftsmanship coming together in perfect harmony. From the moment a farmer handpicks a cocoa pod to the second you open a wrapper in the US, there's a hidden story in every bite. Today we're diving deep into that story, exploring how two of the most beloved names in candy, Mr. Beast's chocolate bars and the iconic Milky Way, are made with precision, passion, and purpose. If you've ever wondered how these treats come to life, buckle up because this is a journey you'll never look at chocolate the same way again. It all begins on the cocoa farms, often in regions like West Africa or South America, where farmers handpick ripe cocoa pods with meticulous care. Each pod is cradled like treasure because the trees are delicate and easily damaged. When the pods are split open, they reveal seeds wrapped in a sweet white pulp that's sticky, tangy, and absolutely crucial in the early stages of chocolate processing. The beans and pulp are carefully scooped out and moved to the fermentation stage, which is one of the most important steps in creating chocolate's signature flavor. Farmers place them into wooden boxes or cover them with banana leaves, leaving nature to do the work. Over the next 5 to 7 days, the beans ferment, losing their raw bitterness and developing the complex aromas that chocolate lovers crave. During this time, the chemical compounds inside the beans transform, laying the foundation for the smooth, nutty, and slightly fruity notes that will later define premium chocolate. Once fermentation is complete, the beans need to be dried before they can safely travel across the world. Farmers spread them out in the sun, carefully turning them by hand to ensure even drying. This process can take anywhere from 5 to 10 days depending on the weather. Imagine walking through a village where rows of cocoa beans stretch out under the sun, filling the air with an earthy sweetness. By the time they reach the perfect moisture level, the beans are ready for storage, shipment, and eventually transformation into chocolate bars we all recognize. At the factory, things get even more exciting. The dried beans are roasted in massive machines that carefully control temperature and timing. Roasting is where the magic happens, unlocking the beans' natural aroma without burning them. The sound of beans crackling inside the roasters is like popcorn on movie night, except what's being made is far sweeter. The scent that fills the factory is unmistakable, the warm, slightly bitter yet inviting fragrance of chocolate in the making. Once roasted to perfection, the beans are cracked open and ground down. Specialized grinders release the beans' natural cocoa butter, turning them into a thick, velvety liquid called cocoa liquor. This is the stage where Mr. Beast's chocolate stands apart. Instead of relying on artificial sweeteners, the brand blends in natural cane sugar, preserving the cocoa's authentic taste while delivering a balanced sweetness. Each bit of sugar is slowly incorporated, blended seamlessly during a grinding process that lasts for hours. Patience is everything here. The longer the grinding, the smoother the texture. What emerges is an exceptionally creamy, rich chocolate base that feels indulgent but never artificial. From here, the chocolate liquor moves to molding. Custom molds are designed to give every bar the same uniform shape, complete with the brand's signature logo. As the liquid chocolate flows into the molds, it cascades with pinpoint precision, filling every curve and corner. The molds are gently vibrated to remove any air bubbles, ensuring that the surface of the bar comes out perfectly smooth and glossy. But even after molding, the chocolate's journey isn't finished. Each bar must cool at the right temperature to harden without losing its sheen, a delicate step that requires both skill and high-tech equipment. Before a single bar is wrapped, quality checks come into play. Technicians inspect every chocolate bar, examining the shine, consistency, and flavor profile. If a bar has even the slightest imperfection, whether it's a bubble on the surface or a flavor that doesn't quite match, it doesn't move forward. The ones that pass inspection head to automated packaging lines, where they are sealed tightly to lock in freshness. Bars that fail the quality test don't go to waste, they're recycled on-site to ensure sustainability. Sustainability is a key part of Mr. Beast's approach. The farms they work with employ environmentally friendly practices to protect soil and ecosystems, while the brand's packaging relies on recycled materials to reduce waste. Even the chocolate that doesn't meet retail standards is repurposed, reflecting a deep commitment not just to taste but to the planet itself. That means when you unwrap a Mr. Beast bar in the US, you're not only enjoying smooth, flavorful chocolate, you're also supporting a mission rooted in responsibility. Now let's shift from one modern star of chocolate to a timeless classic, the Milky Way bar. While Mr. Beast's chocolate represents the new wave of innovative branding, the Milky Way has been satisfying American sweet tooths for nearly a century. In fact, it was first introduced in 1923 by Frank C. Mars, the founder of Mars Incorporated, who wanted to bring the flavor of milkshakes, hugely popular at the time, into a candy bar. With its fluffy nougat, sweet caramel, and creamy chocolate coating, the Milky Way was unlike anything on shelves. Advertised as a milkshake in every bite, it quickly won over the public, racking up more than $1 million in sales in its very first year. That success helped transform Mars from a small family business into one of the most powerful candy companies in the world. Today, more than 100 million Milky Way bars are enjoyed annually, and their recipe still holds true to Frank Mars' original vision. The process begins with the nougat, the heart of the bar. Nougat might sound simple, but getting its airy, marshmallow-like texture just right takes precision. A mixture of sugar, powdered milk, and egg whites is whipped until it's light and fluffy, then poured into molds to cool and set. This nougat forms the foundation of the bar, providing that signature soft chew that fans instantly recognize. Next comes the caramel layer, made by carefully boiling sugar and milk until it reaches the perfect golden consistency. Caramel isn't just about sweetness, it also adds a satisfying chewiness that complements the nougat. Each layer of caramel is poured over the nougat with careful precision, making up about 20% of the bar's total weight. Once it cools, the bar is ready for its most iconic feature, the chocolate coating. Rows of bars pass along conveyor belts and into waterfalls of melted chocolate, which completely enrobe the nougat and caramel. The chocolate coating doesn't just add flavor, it locks in freshness and creates that glossy, irresistible shell. Modern machinery can coat around 1,500 Milky Way bars per minute, a mind-blowing pace that ensures millions of candy bars reach shelves without sacrificing quality. Once coated and cooled, the bars are wrapped in airtight packaging to preserve their soft caramel, fluffy nougat, and smooth chocolate just as if they'd been made minutes earlier. Mars Incorporated has also been working to modernize its production with a focus on sustainability. From recyclable wrappers to energy-efficient factories, The company is pushing toward a goal of net zero carbon emissions across its supply chain by 2050. For candy lovers in the US, this means the Milky Way you unwrap today not only tastes delicious but also carries a commitment to a greener future. So, what makes Milky Way so iconic after nearly 100 years? The answer lies in its three signature layers: soft nougat, chewy caramel, and smooth chocolate, combined in a way that delivers consistency, nostalgia, and indulgence all at once. While Mr. Beast's chocolate showcases the future of candy with modern branding and sustainable values, Milky Way represents a legacy of craftsmanship and tradition. Together, they prove that whether new or old, chocolate remains one of the most cherished treats in American culture. Every time you break off a piece of chocolate, whether it's a sleek Mr. Beast bar or a classic Milky Way, you're tasting more than just sugar and cocoa. You're experiencing the culmination of centuries of farming traditions, scientific innovation, and human creativity. From hand-picked cocoa pods drying under the sun to massive conveyor belts coating thousands of candy bars in silky chocolate, the story behind your favorite sweet is as rich as the flavor itself. So the next time you bite into chocolate, take a moment to savor not just the taste but the journey. Because hidden inside every bar is a story worth telling. A story of passion, precision, and a little bit of magic.